Hi all. Right, the moment of truth. Turn 16, about to start. And I've come back tonight to start it. So yeah, I thought it was best. Let's have a late night episode to either finish the game off or rejoice in moving on to turn 17. So yeah, had a couple of beers the night and I came back up the stairs and I thought, let's get this happening. However, I've realised that if I start recording this and it shows up as a short episode because we're only going to land a couple units, well, actually that's not quite true because I spent quite a bit of time the last time setting all the setting all the units up in the, because you get a big bunch of units to set up in the beach landing boxes and they can go and yeah, I think they get quite a lot of options of where they go. In fact, can they not go anywhere? Maybe. Um, yeah, and there can be some quite tough decisions to make with that. And of course, the last game I spent setting them all up, and then they never even landed. But now I know where I stand. Well, I say I know where I stand, but I actually don't until we get to the event card. Because that's going to decide my fate, I feel. Yeah, it pretty much is. It's all about, are we getting some reinforcements or not? I think that's what it boils down to. Because I'm not going to get 11 points unless if I think if any reinforcement position, well, that's not technically true. I think I spoke about, what is it, C, D, E, and F. Could we get away with B? 1, 2, 3, 8. How many are we getting on this side again? Is it just 2 or 3? No, that was a mistake then, Grant. Was it not? Oh, you can't rewind that one now. Hang on. I think I've just realised that. Oh, well, we might as well. You know what? I want to stretch the video out a bit anyway, so that somebody's not going to come and look at it and say, "Oh, it's only 20 minutes long." So, whether you want to watch the first 20 minutes of this, you might want to. I'll not stretch out too long, but I mean, I'm still hoping for a result here. So, and it is quite late at night. I'm going to have to get to bed at some point. Yeah, I was just thinking there, if B reinforced, now we already said we had a definite 5, and that wasn't including this because we're talking about A not reinforcing, so that would be 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 8 there that I'm going to get, and I've just realised that I chose not to go for this after finding out I didn't have the actions to do and I wanted to do this across here. I mean, this doesn't give many points. But if we had stuck with this would have given us another point because we're only looking at 1, 2 points here. And again, that's assuming G doesn't reinforce. Whereas if I had went for that position, that would have been 3 points, and 8 plus 3 is 11 grand. So I really hope that B doesn't reinforce. Well, unless G reinforces, shall we say, or A and B reinforce. I mean, again, I don't know how they all come out. I mean, there's the last card in the Discard pile is German reinforcements. This is between 21 and 31, so it's later in the game. One each in zones A and G. Well, yeah, that would just wreck me. Reinforcements in A and G. Well, that's later in the game. And the previous one is remove all disruption. That might have been the event we actually got for the last turn, because we removed disruption, didn't we? Yeah. I had a couple of comments for Martin, giving me some thoughts on the odds of. Sorry, Martin, I can't quite remember. I just looked at your post quite recently, and I made a big reply, and I thought I'm going to chuck up a couple of the episodes up that I've got saved there, because I do like to look them over, and because I know I make some blunders and maybe talk about some things, and it's always nice to look it over and try and catch something and just put it in the header. But Martin was confident that I was going to get to the extended game. Of course, this is part 17 he's watching. This is now part 21 you're watching. So, and part 17 comes before we actually make the fix on this error. In fact, it might have even been before I discovered the error. Although I did go and ask Martin the question, so he must have had some idea. Anyway, yeah, he discusses a few things about moving into the extended game, and about how certain rules kind of evaded him, like came upon him and he had forgotten about them himself. And he says it's a wee while since he's played the game, but I mean, he's obviously played it a lot, and yet some of these rules still just, like, you just tend to forget about them and not think about them, and some of them seem kind of silly when you realise, why did I not remember that, and this whole thing about the boundary thing. I mean, you would think I should know that. I don't know. Are all the 3 games like that? But it's funny, Martin brings a point up. Like I say, I didn't quite. Oh yeah, that there's certain rules. Oh, is it within the movement? He says that there's a restriction in the other 2 games about your movement that's not in this game. Although he even puts a question mark beside that, because he says double check that one just in case I've got it wrong. Yeah? So he's like not 100% sure himself that he's quite. So it just shows you. I mean, this is still a heavy game. I think it is, and not just heavy rules wise. Thinking strategy wise, it's really, really tricky to work out the right things to do, and of course, yes, there's a big, huge chunk of luck. I don't like to say luck, but it's a card draw. It's the same as a dice roll. Well, it's not. I like a card draw rather than a dice roll, but it's similar, isn't it? When I first played this game, drawing a card and it's got all the colours on it, that tells you what fires, and that's even better than rolling a dice. Like rolling a dice to see what one of the 6 colours will fire. That, I don't know, drawing the card, seeing the colours, the fact I've got double colours for the and then you get away with that if it's just a single, and then all the different symbols. It's great. Yeah, I'm probably going to rant on a bit, but I'm trying to kill time as well. So, so some folk will at least think, oh well, he's maybe got through there because this is like 40 minutes long, so he must have moved on to the next phase and whatever. So I've got to kill a bit of time. Yeah, I think I said I was going to add it on to the end of the last video, and then I realised that after I'd said that, I thought, you just look at the time of the video, and if it's that short, then that'll be that. But Well, what I should have said was I'll just draw the event card and then we'll stop there, and then you would have watched the rest of it. Maybe I should have done it that way. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, one of the things I was going to try and reply to you with this one, Martin, but then you were back at sorry, not turn 17, part 17, and like I say, I've just finished 20, part 20, and I made comments that you would have known. Well, maybe not. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. I just figure that if you played the game so much, and John Brown as well. I mean, John's not been around recently. I think he doesn't get as much time, maybe, as the rest of us to maybe watch some of the stuff. And I've been churning it out. Yeah. I just figure, Martin, you probably would have known that was a mortar that was on that. But then again, maybe you're not studying it properly and thinking, well, you don't have a mortar. But maybe you did. Yeah, you wouldn't have wanted to say something because that would have spoilt things if you'd said to me, "Oh, Grant, don't go into that attack. You've not got a mortar." I know you wouldn't do that, so that's fine. But I'm just curious to know if you knew that was going to go wrong, because that clearly meant that wasn't getting the draw, and the fact that you were confident that I was still going to go in the extended game, maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't know that, and I'm not saying you should know what that unit had, but I just kind of thought you might. But then again, maybe you felt some of the other things were enough for me to take it through, and yeah, I hope I don't regret this. I hope I don't regret that, and something like B and C and D reinforce. I'm thinking, right, I've got 8 points on that side, and I've got 3, no, not quite 3, I've got 2 points on this side. That would just be, oh, that would be sore, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would indeed. Okay, well, we've yacked on for 12 minutes, so that's a little bit. So, well, we can make the landing attempt with these guys, and then we can place our units in the beach landing boxes, and that should stretch another 12 minutes at least. They're all like, just get on with it, Grant, draw the event card and seal your fate. Well, okay, so they're both diamonds, these, and we've moved on to the next table now, which is turn 15 plus, and we're also landing in the high tide, so they are going to go up to here if they do actually get on board. Now this one is going through a clear hex, which would be fine. This one is going through a mined hex, so if we did get mines and they did land, then this guy's going to be toast. Now, while I'm talking about that, John reminded me in the last game that I started trying to clear hexes on turn 16 and clearing beach obstacles. And during high tide turns 16 to 22, no hexes may be cleared. So that's us. What we've got is what we've got. I don't think we've done terribly well on this side. The other side's much better, but well, I suppose everything went better on the other side, really. Okay, so we're drawing a card. We do not want an A or a B, basically. So we don't want an A or a B diamond, a C or a D, a C, and a preference of a C, a diamond, but a D we would take. Well, a D actually kills this guy as well, but yeah, okay. Right, here we go. Landing card. Diamond is a B. Yeah, okay, there you go. So that result is delayed until June the 7th, removed from play. So that's the worst result. So that's them gone, they're not even going to come back. and I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't help myself. I'm just looking at the event there. That would have done. That would have done. I would take that because it does absolutely nothing, I think. Yeah. I think we got that last game and it did work because they had fired, but I've been happy with just taking that event. No event, that'll do. Move on. Um, okay, so that was the only landing. So now I've got a big bunch of units to set up. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, there's only 4 units on this side. There's 8 on the other side. So I wanted to try and give them a proper introduction. So I was trying to look there again, and I forgot about the middle numbers. I think the middle number's battalion. So this is E Company of the 2nd Battalion of the 18th Regiment from 1st Division. F Company, 2nd Battalion, 18th Regiment. So I think that's right. So, well, they can deploy in any one of the boxes on the first side. Yes. And we're all gonna land in at high tide, remember? And yeah, just looking over there. Actually, we do have everything at high tide level, and that's actually just been more of an accident on that side. But you know what? We've just not got enough left, I don't think. And I still think that there was what we just lost that big artillery unit and this other anti-aircraft unit. They're gone. I don't know if I've got the force to to do much if we do move on to the extended game, but I'd love to still get there, and then we can see some of the game. I have to believe that if you're in such a bad state at this time in the game, that my guess is it's possibly unwinnable. I mean, I'm guessing, but then again, if it was unwinnable, would we not have catastrophic loss completely? I suppose so. And you get quite a force coming in now. Well, not now, but on the 17th. And you get a lot of bonuses, but the Germans change up quite a bit. They start doing horrible things, and there's a lot more to think about. And we want to see some of that, don't we? That's why we're here. And Martin's brought the tanks in as well, you know. As if I've not got enough to worry about. Right, well, we might not have that to worry about anyway, once we draw the next card. So, part of me feels like, shouldn't you just draw this card now, Grant, rather than set these units up? Well, no. I set them up the last time, and it was a pointless exercise. So if it's to be that again, that's how it'll be. Okay, so we've got 1 ranged and 3 full strength infantry. What are they again? Companies, yes. Now the HQs are way up there. Don't know what we're doing with the HQ. I do recall a comment from Martin back at the end of my first game that I might not have spoke about. Might have mentioned that my HQ that time was across this side, and I was thinking about where I should set up a command post. And he pointed out that where I had it over there, although it was probably far enough inland, he said, "You're not near any victory points, Hexes, Grant. So it might be best to consider that." Now, it looks like it's in a better position up here. So, but everything looks great up here at the minute. You know, it's all free and easy. We could just stroll off the map there. Point A, there's an exit point A. You could just stroll off there and, you know, Um, but yeah, that can change in a flash. Okay. So and then general's kind of further back. So my guess would be we want something. Right now, landing. You do not check for landing hazards, but check for mine strikes. So we can still get mines, but we don't check for any hazards for infantry. That is. So we still need to draw a card, see if there's mines there. But this is nice and clear right along here. Oops, I'm not showing you. Oh, shoot. Right, okay, there's the camera away again. Sorry, my bad. Late night episode. You gotta expect these things. Right, so we're clear right along there, and then there's a little chunk here. It's funny, remember, I'm saying remember, last game I didn't do anything here. In this game, I had quite a nice wee force here. What's happened to it? Look at it. It's this little guy left who's just hanging on by a thread. Poor guy. That's quite scary. We had quite a force here that were challenging red, and they just got smashed about. So I guess we're avoiding that sort of side of town. And well, what was the plan here? The plan was this was going into here, yes, to enable us to build an engineer base, because at the moment German communication is traceable to that hex. So that was indeed the plan, which means like the general will probably move into that hex. Hang on a second. That's not. German can't trace. No, they can't. No, that's fine. So the general's probably going to move into this hex, and we're going to land. So we want to land in these two hexes then to get in command of the general. So, and these are nice hexes. There's no mines. Green and orange. Every WM positions are all cleared. So. And we don't even mind yet. Blue doesn't hit there. Blue hits this one right enough, so we don't want to land in there. So we probably want to chuck two guys in there. We don't care if they're... Right, I'm not showing you again. Sorry. So I'm thinking maybe put two guys in here. Let's say we don't care if they're concentrated. They're going into green fire. There's not going to be an issue. I think we probably concentrate them round the general, don't we? Because up beside the HQ, that's about the best force we've got on the map right at the moment until these guys land. This is the best force we've got. It really is. Everything else has been smacked about. So yeah, we're going to keep these around the general, and then once we get them in there, well, we'll decide what to do then. So general's going to be in here. So two guys in there. Do we put two in here, or that's going to 3-stack that hex? Is that going to be a problem? You know what? It's not, because we'll probably just shimmy this guy along, and that'll be good. Yeah, there's turn 16. Oh, hang on. These guys aren't landing yet. Right, okay. I'm jumping the gun. I do that. So, general's probably going to be here. Is he going to move? No. I'm right. I'm moving that, and then I'm moving that, and then these will land next turn. That's fine. And what I'll do is... No, hang on. I wanted to actually have these two together so that these two could come along. Then again, these two are only going to be able to get into this hex this turn. So, is that a problem? It's probably not, is it? Yeah, let's go with that. So general goes into there. These land in here, these land in here. If there is 3 units in there at the time, I'll just move them about. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so across the other side. Right, don't get mixed up with these guys. These are in a dead pool, unfortunately. So we have the 115th Regiment here, comprised of A Company from 1st Battalion, A Company, B Company, C Company and D Company from 1st Battalion, and then we've got E, F, G and H Company from the 2nd Battalion of the 115th Regiment of the 29th Division. There you go. That wasn't bad. Whether it was right or not. Okay, I might need to zoom out a little bit here. So, what we're going to do with these guys, right? There's a lot of them, and these do have some scattered clear hexes though, so we've got our HQ. Well, HQ's hanging back. The general is a wee bit further inland. Although we could, yeah, we can catch him. Because we're landing in high tide, so now, is he going to move? I can't remember what he's going to do. Because it was all about just making things safe over there, wasn't it? Avoiding getting hit. I think we should spread these out though. And why not have the 1st Battalion going with the General and the 2nd Battalion going with the HQ. Sounds fair. Well, we're maybe not going to get them all in there though. These are so right. Hang on though. We don't want to cross into the red there, do we? We'll zoom in a little bit in there. We know we've got 8 units to bring in. Two battalions, I think it is. Battalions. So that isn't red though, but that one as well. We can't land in there actually. We can land in here, yeah. That's fine. So we can land 2 units in here and 2 in there, which is probably perfect. Ooh, I say perfect. That's brown and orange. They're still active, Grant. So not really perfect, is it? Unless we get this amazing. Well, no, it's not bad. It's not a bad attack. I think it's doable. It is doable. Be 6 strength. Like I say, he doesn't get boosted. He's not artillery. And although he only brings Browning, their tank brings bazooka, artillery and machine gun, as well as the Browning. So you never know. So Brown's safer. So this hex is a better option. So what I think I'll do is I'll put C Company and D Company in there. No, Grant. That's the thing. You're still landing in orange. Yeah, that's a problem when I'm stacking them up because they're. I'm not even showing you. Because they're going to land concentrated and it will have an effect in these hexes. So. Should I be frightened of that? Well, yeah, because if we don't take brown out, they're going to be concentrated and steady brown, which isn't so good. Oh, that's annoying then. Yeah, that is kind of annoying. I mean, these are safer hexes here, but you're going to have to use actions on them, aren't you? Right, hang on a sec. Let's look at what we might want to put beside the HQ then. Although I do want some guys beside him, but it just might be easier. Well, I'm saying that we've got red that we've left open, haven't we? Oh dear, dear, dear. Purple's disrupted. Well, at the moment it is. Yeah, we know the state of that. Well, yeah, that's not great. This is a good hex. We've got a pile of stuff in it, but we could probably shimmy. Then again, you might want to be using these tanks, Grant. Ay. Just get to the event phase, Grant. It might all be for nothing. This crazy thinking this. I might get them beside the HQ though. So if I do that and that, at least these land beside the tanks. I mean that one that's red. Ugh. Well, you can't have everything. I could land them outside of the area. You know, they can go anywhere if you want, Grant. That's a thought. Placing one down there, maybe. He's going to have to work his own way in, but... Well, he is landing in blue. And he's got his sit in blue as well, because, well, what I mean is he's going to have to climb this cliff, which means he sits in that blue, and then he sits in that blue another 2 hexes as well. Yeah, that's maybe not so good. Yeah, it probably isn't, especially when we've got 6 strength that I've just realised that probably doesn't want to bother this guy anymore. It's alright. It's not really interested in this guy. Well, if he stays disrupted in particular, then we're going to just turn our attention here. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could chuck the 2 tanks as well at the blue position, which I didn't quite think about. And he doesn't get boosted either. He has artillery as well, though. But yeah. So that means the tanks are going to sit tight where they are, probably. So yeah, it means the 2 units that land in here kind of have to move into here. Okay. That's fine. What do we drop in there? I think that's all I want there, really. I'm quite tempted to have something in here. They're going to require actions. We can't have everything beside the HQ in the general, can you? So, yeah, the problem is you stack these together and then they're concentrated. And even in this, you're like both getting hit and both getting disrupted. And Well, that's the better of the two hexes, isn't it? I have to laugh at. I'm sure I've done all this the last time, and then took all this time thinking over it, and then counted up my victory points. I was like, oh right, I'm not winning. I'm not moving on. Right. Well, the main purpose was to kill some time, so at least the video looks like it's a whole part. If I just jumped in and drew the event card, people would know. I don't want to spoil it for them. Okay, that guy in there. Maybe just as a random sort of one guy on his own. Or one company. Is that silly? Maybe. Brown and orange. That's a slightly safer hex, but then maybe it would be concentrated. And yeah, you're probably wanting to use the tank. Well, a tank's going to try and attack, isn't it? You know what? I'm going to be confident that's going to happen. That attack's going to take that guy out. There you go. Mind you, Brown gets the fire first, doesn't it? Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah. No, you know what? Extra confidence. Let's go with it. Put these two in here and this guy in here. There you go. There you go. That's it. We're done. Okay, I managed to stretch it to 37 minutes. And this is it. The moment of truth, I think. Yeah, got all the guys in the landing boxes. We've landed. We're on the event phase, turn 16. All this time to get to here. And that event card would have done, wouldn't it? That one that landed us. No signs of blooming reinforcements on it. It's got depth markers on it, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't bother me at all either. Okay guys, here goes. Event card for turn 16. Like I say, I think if it's any kind of reinforcements, we're doomed. There is 2 or 3 that maybe might still make it for us, but okay, let's do it. Turn 16, event. Oh, C, D, and E. C, D, and E. That's going to work. Look at that one, D and G. That would have messed us up. C, D, and E. Right, let's not get too excited, Grant. But okay, right. Let's get the book out to confirm. So it's 11 to 20. German reinforcements place 1 each in zones C, D, and E. We've got no tactical reinforcements left, so we're going to get a divisional with a depth marker. Okay, and that's not great, but yeah. So 9.3 or 4, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, I'm glancing. Well, that is exactly the positions we wanted. We didn't want A. We didn't really want B. Well, A and G we did not want, and B as well. And we've got C, D, and E. How about that? And guys, please don't look at that and think, oh yeah, you knew what you wanted. You shuffled things about. Card 54. Yeah, that's no me. Okay. Um, So German reinforcements triggered by events. So, right, we're looking position C, okay? I mean, I've not closely looked at this, so who knows? It could still mess things right up. I see C3 there. It looks like C is reinforced a couple of times. So there's 1, there's 2, there is 3, and 4 is up there, which is not so good to be honest, but 3, there's nothing around 2, there's nothing adjacent, there's not a position C adjacent, and there's not a position C that is within 2, so we look for the lowest number position, and it's C3, so it's going to go there. It's covering the draw, but we don't care about that just yet. So hang on, I'll go and get, well actually I'll just bring them down separately, hang on. Okay, just brought them down one at a time. So this is a divisional reinforcement because the tactical ones are finished, as we well knew from that exciting depth marker that we drew. You may hear a sort of light sort of relief in my voice now, because I think we're okay. At least I think so. So C3, okay, so we need a depth marker to go with us though, and it's not a building, so if it's not buildings, it gets a mobile depth marker. So we'll grab a mobile depth marker. Right, okay, so I'll just move things up there a bit. So this is for position C. So we said C3, it's the lowest one. Yeah, that works. So mobile depth, and then the divisional reinforcement. Okay, so now we're looking at D, which is just slightly along a bit. So D2 is here. Where's D1? Right, don't mess with me. Right, it's here. Okay. Do we see it? Yeah. Oh yeah, this kind of split up our brown position. Yeah, that was one Martin talked about. As long as D1 doesn't reinforce, and it did, unfortunately. So we've got D4, D3, D2. Again, none of them adjacent, none of them within 2. So it is going to be D2. I don't think that's a problem either. Okay, so I'll get another mobile depth marker and a divisional reinforcement. Okay, so there they are. Yeah, D2, because we said this was D1, which is within 2 of a unit, but obviously they're already. So yeah, it's going to just look for lowest number again. So mobile depth and D2, and then the reinforcement on top. Okay, I'm happy with the 2. And can we finalise our happiness with an E position? Right, there's E4, it's getting close. Right, what we got, E2 is there. Sorry, I'm going to zoom down a bit. That's not, there's E1. And that was E2. This is E4 and E3 is up here. And again, they just go out a bit, E5, E6. There's nothing within 2 or adjacent that's an E position. I'm getting all excited now. So I'm getting another divisional reinforcement, and where we're going, it's going to be E3, isn't it? Yeah, E4 is E3 away, so it doesn't count. Like I say, it's sorry, I wasn't maybe showing you there. This is 1, 2, 3 away, but the conditions are priorities are 1, a position adjacent to a US unit, and then 2, a position within 2 hexes of a US unit, and then priority 3 is the lowest numbered position. So it doesn't then look at, okay, you've not got 1 and 2, this one's within 3, you place it here. No, you just jump to the lowest numbered that's available, and that's going to be E3, which looks fine to me. I mean, I don't know, E4, well, we had that, I think we had that the last time. We had all 3 of these the last time, and they were horrible to us, but right, so yeah, it's E3, so we've got so it's up here, so it's another mobile depth marker, and it goes in E3 with the unit on top. And the event is done. How about that? I know, you know what? Please believe me, guys. I would not mess about with anything like that. But that's amazing. Because I did say that, I think I said it last turn, that if any reinforcement was going to screw me over, and I said, apart from C, D, and E. How about that? I'm not making it up, honestly. That's not what I do, honestly. You seen my failure the last game. Well, maybe you didn't, but you see the things that I do. I'm not going to mess with that. That's a card draw. It's a random card draw, and whether I could have shuffled it differently, cut the pack at a different place, and it would have been a different card that said A, B, and G, then that could have happened. But I tell you what, we've had a lot of bad luck in this game. That has been extremely good fortune, and not something that I've manipulated, I can assure you. Okay, can we breathe? Well, we can at least carry on, because I could have just scooped things up there, I think, if that had been different. We still have German fire to come, and it's getting late, but I could push on with that, or I could just cut it there, because it's at 48 minutes, and people will think, well, that's 48 minutes, could that be he's made it, or could that be that it's not quite as an hour? I'm not going to have the time to finish the whole turn, unfortunately, because it's pretty late. Should we? Well, I suppose we should do the fire phase, and then our US action phase is all set up for tomorrow morning or afternoon, because we're kind of late here. Yeah, let's do the fire phase, just in case it does trip me up in a way that I thought, oh, I missed that. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, right, fire card in the east. Let's see what we get. Pushing up a bit here. Green hitting leaders, don't like that. Right, no artillery. Well, in the east we're quite comfortable, I say that. Yeah, they look pretty good colours, don't they? Double orange. We have no orange. The only orange we've got here is single. There's nobody near it. Green on its own. I would have been more wary about that on the other side. But we took green out, and there's no reinforcements. And then double brown. That's just a whole lot of nothing, isn't it? Okay, remember we don't get any beach clearing anymore anyway, which is kind of a pity, but I suppose that balances out with the fact that that done nothing. And there was no artillery. So just give me another whole lot of nothing. To be honest, it was more the whole lot of nothing I want on the other side, but there's more danger on the other side. And I don't think I could quite say that that card would have been fine on the other side. Okay, let's just do it then. Fire card in the west. I'll chuck it up there, should be okay. No artillery again. We have single orange. Oh, double brown though. Double brown. Result. Blue should be okay. Single orange might be true. Well, it's not trouble. I don't think I had any unsteady orange. No red. That's good. Well, did we care? Maybe we didn't. No purple to undisrupt. That's good. Okay. It's funny, you look at it and you go through it all in your head and you think, oh, okay, everything's good there, and then you settle down and try and look at things. Right, so single orange. Well, look at the WM position first. Oh. Oh, no. That's in red, Grant. Come on, just concentrate on what you're doing. So, doesn't fire up to here. It is orange. Well, double brown's not firing. Is that a diamond? It is. That's okay. Sporadic. It's not hitting armor anyway. And it doesn't stretch along to there. So what have we got in here? These are triangles, yeah, because that's why we put the diamond up there, didn't we? So that these guys wouldn't be touched. Oh no. He was intense, wasn't he? That's why we put the triangle there, because if he got a depth marker, the hits were going to be boom boom. That's right. So the only hit there that orange is doing is on this guy who's in sporadic. So he's disrupted. Now he's still climbing, and the rule there is that all he's going to be able to do is remove his disruption, and his climb marker's still going to be there. Pretty sure that's right. We'll double check it when it comes to it, but so it means he's spending an extra time to climb back down the bluff, which isn't so good because he's in intense brown. But you know what? We're taking that brown position out. Yes, we are. So there's another orange up here, but it's not doing anything. There's nobody in range. That's all the orange. Single blue. We've got a blue up here that fires into here, but it doesn't. Oh, it does. Oh, that's a lucky one. I missed that. He actually does fire into there. We've got a triangle though. That's fortunate. Or we wouldn't be taking that round out. And then we've got blue along here that's targeting diamonds. Well, he doesn't fire into there or there anyway. And I don't think he gets along to there. He's not doing nothing. No. And then double brown, which we're most grateful of. Whereas if it had been a single brown, yeah, it would have caused some trouble. Well, yeah, I would have took this guy out, but so any disruption to come off, I don't think there is. Well, we've only got these units disrupted in purple, and they stay down. Well, that was a pretty good fire phase, completely. Yeah, we just got an awesome event. Well, it wasn't an awesome event. It was a kind of horrible event, to be honest. But the position that we were in, um, it was awesome. Okay, right. Well, there we go. We've stretched it out an hour. The problem is now folk are going to say, "Ah, that's an hour long. You must have succeeded." So I needed to put it in the middle somewhere. Um, well, I hope it's been watchable though, because I've been rambling on most of it. Um, Now we've still got to count up points. It's not done and dusted. Um, I'm not going to start doing that tonight though, because yeah, it's far too late. I think I've probably had enough. It looks good though. It's not going to be overwhelming though, that's for sure, because of what happened. And Martin's 11 victory points. Probably going to just be hitting the same Martin. I hope. Well, what did we say? We could get 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm only getting 11 points. I do. I think I'm only getting 11 points. And it's well, Martin, you said you had 9 on the east and 2 on the west. I think it's exactly the same. What's not the same is your 1 loss on the east. Um, I'm assuming you didn't typo that anyway. I'm sure it was a 1 loss in the east and 7 on the west. So I would say you're probably in a better position than me then. But okay, right. Well, that was good. At least we know we're past all that horrible event. Hopefully, we can go into this turn and convert the points. Hopefully, I've not made any mistakes about tracing communication, but we'll have to be careful and look it through and make sure we've got it. And then, hopefully, then we can move on to turn 17 at last. How far we're going to get through that? Because the loss limit jumps up from, what is it, 8 to, what is it, 14? 14 units, so we're going to be halfway there on both camps. And I do feel like we've got a rather weak force to carry it through, but who knows? Who knows? Well, hopefully we can at least see some of the extended games, some of the different actions that the Germans do in that, because it's so much different. It's not just about colours on cards. All the letter symbol, all the letters come into it, and they start doing weird and wonderful, horrible things. Okay, right. I've almost pushed it to an hour, so that should be good enough, guys. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, and we can finish this off and then think about turn 17. Okay, cheers.